don't let this one slip away. Make her real and make her stay. 'Cause love's a game of hide and seek, but nobody ever looks for me. But this one seems like she could be different. This one seems like she really likes me. A world of suffering I have known, and I always end up all alone. I always end up back where I started, celibate and drunk, broken-hearted. What's the point of trying now when I know I'll only fail somehow? Just hold me tonight, hold me forever. Where the fuck did I go wrong? Hold me tonight, hold me forever, even though it's against all the odds. Ferris wheels beneath skies of blue, and bicycles built just for two, and candlelight and Long Beach walks, and puppies stuffed in Christmas socks. A world of love that I'll never live in, crying all alone in my kitchen, suffering forevermore, and creeping out the kids next door. But this one seems like she could be special. This one seems like she understands me. Why, love, must you taunt me so? In every single fucking place I go, just hold me tonight, hold me forever. Where the fuck did I go wrong? Hold me tonight, hold me a lifetime, even though I know it's against all the odds. Dear God, why did she slip away? Nothing I could do or say. I'm always screwing up these things, and my lonely heart just sorrow brings. But this one seemed like she would be different. This one seemed like she really liked me. One day she's got a boyfriend, the next day she's engaged, and then she says she's married. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games, mind benders, brain twisters. She's playing with my mind. I saw her on the street with another guy. Funny, 'cause she told me she didn't want to be in a relationship. Mind games, love games, head games, word games, brain twisters, mind busters. She's playing with my mind. Word quizzes, brain busters, trivia questions, puzzle conundrums, jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, word search. He was a star, but he didn't get far. That's the way of fortune and fame. Yeah, he was funny, made lots of money, but you can't remember his name. And if you see me out on the street, buy me a cup of coffee, put me back on my feet. He went to parties and he met starlets, even had a wife or two. Those were the good days, those were the old days, but now those days are through. And if you see me out on the street, buy me a cup of coffee, put me back on my feet. was November or maybe December. She saw him on a TV show. He did a guest spot and then she remembered his name was Hollywood Joe. And if you see me out on the street, buy me a cup of coffee, put me back on my feet. Buy me a cup of coffee, put me back on my feet.
Checking the mic, 1, 2. Test. Help. Ooh. Ooh. Hoo. 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 Help. 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 Checking the mic, 1, 2. Help. Okay. Okay. Asparagus. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to make baked pasta and cheese, mac and cheese. If you have elbow macaroni, all the better, but I'll be using just a basic spaghetti pasta that I had left over. It's made of the same thing. It's called seminola, and it's a grain that they flour up and make pasta out of. Borsenben says, ETF killed lethal company with users, y'all. ETF. Computer, what does ETF mean?
The acronym ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund, which is a type of investment fund that is also traded on stock exchanges.
Okay, so Borsenben, who is our resident Frenchman, says that the method of investing stocks called an ETF killed our lethal company gaming with the users tradition. No, that's not true at all. There's no connection there between ETFs or mutual funds or crypto or any of those things. It's just that today I'm going to be doing a different game that was requested by you, the users, and it's called Firewatch, and we're going to play that a little bit and see how we feel about it. But on Sundays, we'll be doing more lethal company because it's a really fun game. Zero Tolerance says, what about security shorting? What's happening? Okay. I forgot what I was saying here. Oh yeah, so baked pasta, baked mac and cheese, whatever you want to call it. This is from a website called Tasting Home, and it's going to be basically your basic mac and cheese. As you know, I haven't been in the kitchen or I haven't been cooking in the kitchen for a couple months due to a cockroach infestation. However, because I've found out that I have a hack, if you will, where I can cover my drains with sticky saran wrap, it actually keeps the cockroaches from coming up into my kitchen, and I've kept the problem at bay. The only problem is that I can't use my drains, but I have a hack for that too. I just put my dishes outside until I need them, or I lift the saran wrap if I really need it, and then I have to do it all again. But It's been very trying. If you were to ask me how is 2025 going so far, well, not good. We had apocalyptic fires in the city that I live in, which has been devastating. Fortunately, I'm lucky enough not to have been directly affected, but it's caused a lot of anxiety and a lot of arguing, of course, and also a lot of people that I know. Literally 3 people I know have lost their homes, and as soon as they get around to doing official GoFundMes and stuff like that, I'll be posting that on my social media. I can't even imagine. And everyone type Force and says, have you tried using Dickens cider as a repellent? Dickens cider. I've never really had Dickens cider, but I assume it's one of those more European or British types of ciders, because we don't have that here in the U.S. Legendary Yelm says, hey Henry, I wasn't too sure what ground was on the recipe list, so I just decided to shave my teaspoons to have a teaspoon of ground. I'm sure it will work out. Okay, I know what you're referring to. There were some recipes that I looked at that wanted ground mustard. Some of them wanted ground cumin. Some of them wanted ground smoked paprika. Some of them wanted ground, what were some of the other ones that we saw? Rosemary pricks. I wanted to leave it up to you what you wanted to grind up and put in there, because spices are a little bit like jazz music, you know?
Okay.
You just sort of do what you feel, man. Okay, so let's see what else we've got here. We've got some alerts coming in. I want to acknowledge some people. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit resubscribed at the Tier 3 level for 31 months and says, hi, Henry and crew. Thank you, Purple Donut Filling His Fruit. That's very kind of you. 10 Carl resubscribed for 29 months. Amazing. Good to see you, Henry. So glad you're safe. Hi, chat. Hi, 10 Carl. Thank you very much for checking in. And yeah, I'm very grateful to be unaffected. Parasitosis has resubscribed for 27 months. Wow, thank you, everyone. It's truly unexpected. I would like to thank everyone for winning this award for 27th time in a row. Amazing. Just wow. First off, I'd like to thank the crew of Henry's Kitchen. Yeah, these are great people. You all deserve your recognition, too. I would like to thank my manager, Carl. Is that 10, Carl? If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And of course, I have to thank my wife. She is the wind beneath my wings. Daddy is on TV, little parasite. Thank you. Congratulations, Parasitosis. Very, very well-deserved resubscription for 27 months and a wonderful acceptance speech. Couple other honorary mentions. Duza, Apollo's Cow, Four Wheelers. It's Kate rated our channel with 6 viewers. Thanks, It's Kate. And Four Wheelers says, I love perfectly timed censor beep. Yeah, there's a delay. The studio where Jose Suicidio recorded some of his songs was not very modern, and so when you push the censor button, sometimes there would be a little bit of a lag. So for example, if somebody was going to say a word like fuck, you'd have to hit it early, but a lot of times it didn't really happen right on the right time. Stoked Pampika, hey Henry, I'm getting married in April. Do you do catering? Great question. Yes, I have done some catering. I do not charge for my catering, and there's a very specific reason for that, because if I make, for example, my chutney cheese weenie bites like I've done in the past for catering, and you and your wedding guests don't like it, and then you complain to me about it, I can say, well, you get what you pay for, man. And that's really sort of my strategy when it comes to anything that has to do with commerce. Ursula, thanks for cheering 3 bits. And Blurry Little Quest has resubscribed for 32 months. Let's see what Blurry Little Quest has to say here. Henry, would love to be able to get a rendition of Jose Suicidio's smash hit, nobody's birthday in celebration of Beelzebu's birthday, which was on Monday. Oh my goodness. I knew it was Beelzebu's birthday because we did a shout out, but I didn't do a birthday song. So maybe we should do that right now before too much more time goes by. Is Beelzebu there? Beelzebu says blurry. Thank you. I feel a little remiss because Beelzebu is one of our OG original users and has done so much for Henry's Kitchen Twitch channel. Check. Check. No, it's too loud. Help. No. Help. Help. Midnight Faded shared 100 bits and says, Beelzebu, happy birthday. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. We're going to get it in tune for Beelzebu. I wasn't going to tune today. Okay. I gotta remember the song. It's nobody's birthday. No need for candles on the cake. Nobody's birthday, it was just a big mistake. It's nobody's birthday, no need to bring birthday bells to me, 'cause it's nobody's birthday but Beelzebu's. No, it's nobody's birthday Beelzebu's. Thank you, Beelzebu, for all that you do. And happy birthday. I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're doing some cooking. Don't forget, if you're cooking, make it a burrito. That's my main thing. If you're cooking for guests or just to impress yourself, if you wrap it into a flour tortilla, that legally makes it a burrito. So you've just made an international dish, even though I believe it was started in America, but it was started by Mexican Americans. We can go into the history of it, but a burrito is still an international exotic sort of dish. Everyone typed force and says, is a hot dog a sandwich? I have no idea, but if you put your hot dog sandwich into a flour tortilla and wrap it appropriately, that's going to make that a burrito as well. So, okay. Let's, since we've got the guitar here, I want to say thank you to Dark Ages for sending us this cool image. Very nice. This is Colorado Rocky Mountains. This is the very landscape that John Denver sang about in Rocky Mountain Way, or Rocky Mountain High. Rocky Mountain Way was Joe Walsh, I think. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm confused. But this is a beautiful picture. Thank you, Dark Ages. It's got sort of some overtones of the Lord of the Rings, and maybe some undertones and some afternotes as well. But let's go on to a different picture here. Gile Gume Kende has sent us this picture, which is appears to be some wildlife, some critters there coming around looking for a morsel or something like that. I love seeing these pictures of the snow. I don't get to see it very often, although I will be going to snow-filled places a lot in the next month or so. I'm going to go to February 22nd. Don't forget, I'll be in Fairfield, Connecticut, playing at the Sacred Heart Community Theater and it's a beautiful little place, February 22nd. If you're interested in going, it's henryphillips.com where you can get tickets. And we've got more than 50 people already signed up. So that means we're going to have a comedy show. It does hold about 1,000, so it will still be a little awkward. But for me, if you're doing a show and it's not awkward, then you got to ask yourself why it's not awkward. Doesn't mean that you want it to be awkward. You just have to ask yourself why. Usually the answer is because you did something right in your career. Okay, let's go ahead now and do a song. We got some song requests here. B-Boy 1000 says, "Hi Henry, I recently got my apron and I'm unable to function or get out of bed without it on. Is it normal?" It would be a worse problem if you didn't have the apron. So wearing the apron all the time is no problem. You should probably change your sheets though, because you might get some bits of food on your apron like tomato sauce and whatever, and that'll rub off in your sheets when you're sleeping through the day. So change the sheets, but never ever wash an apron. You can take a page out of the famous pizzeria in Chicago called Pizzeria Uno, where they claim that they never wash their dishes because why would you want to scrape off the amazing savory flavor of deep dish pizza from the previous years of delicious food being served? So you always leave it on there. You don't want it to taste like palm olive dishwashing soap, right? So it makes sense, and it's the same with your apron. Okay, let's go ahead now and do a song. We've got a couple of requests that are interesting. Auntie Paster wanted to do songs that were fire related because I am in a fire zone. I am, again, grateful enough to be safe. Some of my friends were not able to go without losing property. And I feel for them, and we're going to be doing GoFundMes and all that. This is a song that goes way back to my youth by the band Kansas, which was one of my favorite bands. And this was a brief period of time when they had a different singer, and I can't remember his name, but he was a great singer. He sang Play the Game Tonight, which was another Kansas hit during this era. Did you say it's Lacey T's birthday as well? Well, we're going to have to do a birthday song for Lacey T then, right? Let's go ahead and do it. I want to get confirmation on that because sometimes people just say happy birthday. Oh, Dark Ages says they share a birthday. Okay, we're doing this. Lacey T. It's nobody's birthday, no tail on the donkey today. No point in celebrating being alive when your dreams get whisked away. It's nobody's birthday, no need for I'm sorry, I hate to have to do this, but computer, what are some words that rhyme with T?
The words tea, repartee, key, free, tea, and decree rhyme with tea.
Okay, repartee I think is a French word that's repartee, but I think that we can probably cheat that in this particular situation, so... It's nobody's birthday, no need for witty birthday repartee. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday but Lacey T. Lacey T, happy birthday. I don't want the fact that that song that I just did was terrible to be a reflection of how much we appreciate your birthday. It's just that I didn't know it, and it usually takes me several days to rehearse the rhymes for the birthday song, and this was just sort of thrown at me. So I had to get help from the computer, which sucked, and it was just very clumsy. But I want to wish a very heartfelt happy birthday to you from all of us here at Henry's Kitchen. And by all of us, I mean myself and my cat, Roast Beef. Should we check in on Roast Beef? Roast Beef wants to give you a very, very happy birthday, Lacey T. He's very excited. Okay. Caffeinated Kath, who watches from work, has resubscribed for 10 months and says, "Hey, Henry, happy 10-month sub from the office. Thank you so much. We hope you're safe from the fires," and I am. We are, and it was my birthday yesterday as well. Oh, we're going to do another one. Caffeinated Kath, we share the same city, and I'm glad to hear that you are safe. I'm safe here, I think one town over here in Glendale. A couple of towns over from me to the east is a very scary fire. Well, it's 50% contained now. I think it's under control, but it did a lot of damage. I started golfing about a year ago, and I think some of you know that I have this thing called golf elbow, which I think is related to Idris elbow, but it's a little bittersweet for me because about a year ago, I started golfing, and every week, every Saturday, I would go to a place called the Altadena Golf Course, and sadly, that is no longer there. And I never thought that I would develop an attachment to it. I would just go to this place with my friends and sit in the clubhouse afterward. We'd have a breakfast burrito, maybe sometimes a beer, sometimes a coffee, but we would laugh, and the people were very friendly and stuff. And to see the footage of the Altadena Golf Course completely burned down to the ground was shocking to me, and I can only just get a tiny glimpse of what it must be like for someone to lose their home, and that's happened to literally 3 of my friends. So I don't want to get dark here, but this is what's happening here, and it's a tough thing. Quack2079 says, "Henry, they say that life goes from highs to lows, but what if you've flatlined your whole life?" I think and I'm not sure about this, but I think that if you're flatlined, I think that means you're dead, right? Computer, does flatlining mean you're dead?
Sorry, I don't know that.
I guess nobody knows, but that's what I always thought it was, but that could just be in the movies. Calicus says, "Big hug, Henry." Thank you, Calicus. Good to see you on here. We're going to do a birthday song for Caffeinated Kath, and here we go. It's nobody's birthday, no need to uncork the wine. It's nobody's birthday, at least not this time. It's nobody's birthday. No need to be walking that birthday path. Sorry, that was terrible. Because it's nobody's birthday but Caffeinated Kath. No, it's nobody's birthday but Caffeinated Kath. Dark Ages says that was a good one. That was good as hell. Thank you so much. I really just sort of came up with that one. If you like this portion of the show where I make up rhymes to songs, or to this song, please check out somebody who's really, really good at it. His name is Bill Larkin Music, all one word here on Twitch, Bill Larkin Music. He is absolutely incredible, and it's not until I try to do it that I realize how difficult it is and how fun it is to watch Bill's show and watch him come up with this stuff. Caffeinated Cat says, my coworker Katie says the voice of a goddamn angel. Wow. Thank you so much, Caffeinated Cat, and to your coworker Katie. Thank you, Katie. I guess we don't really know what an angel's voice sounds like, I guess. But I assume that it probably sounds a little bit like my singing voice. Okay, let's see what else we got going. Oh, yeah, we got to do this song by Kansas here that was requested by Auntie Paster, Fight Fire with Fire, which, by the way, is not a good idea. That doesn't work. If you ever have a fire, don't try to light something on fire and throw it at the fire, because it's actually going to do the opposite thing from what you think it's going to do. It's actually going to make the fire worse, I think. I'm not a fire expert, but I think that's what happens when you throw fire at fire. So I think, knowing Kansas, they were probably using this as a metaphor. Let's go ahead and do this song. Now, Annie Paster might not have known this, but there was a huge lawsuit between Kansas and Jose Suicidio about this song, because the intro sounds a lot like that. Fight Fire with Fire sounds a lot like Jose Suicidio's Mind Games. She says she has a boyfriend. The next day she's engaged. Then she says she's married. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games. But anyway, so we'll let those two fight that out. But here we go. We're going to try to do this song by Kansas. Anybody my age or within about 5 years should remember this song. Where is it? Okay, Fight Fire with Fire by the great Kansas. I'm going to do it in the Jose Suicidio key. There's a hole in the wall with a light shining in, and it's letting me know to get up. It's time to begin. There's nothing to lose, 'cause it's already lost in a runaway world of confusion. I'm not going to take it. Oh boy. That's why I fight fire with fire. I'm burning inside and my heart is crying. Fire with fire. And I don't want to lose this flaming desire. Standing alone in a crowded room, I can feel a chill in the air. I'm shaking. Every time I sing in that range, it scratches my throat. But don't worry, I don't have a disease like the flu or COVID or anything. Where were we? Oh yeah. I'm miles away. I want to cry out loud. I want to fight till the end. I won't let them take me alive. Who's chasing this guy? I never really thought to think about the lyrics. That's why I fight fire with fire. 'Cause I'm never gonna lose this flame and desire. Fire with fire. Oh, I'm burning inside and my heart is crying. Fire with fire. And I'm never gonna lose this flame and desire. Fire with fire. I'm burning inside and my heart is crying. Super Potatoes 1989. Speaking of Bill, any plans to do another collab with him? I'd love to. Bill and I are on slightly different schedules, but I'd love to collaborate with him anyway. Hopefully he'll come out to here to LA at some point and we could do a live thing together. I've known Bill for 30 years. We're talking about Bill Larkin Music, all one word, on Twitch. Pancake King says the humidity is really low right now because we're in a mild Santa Ana condition. That's true, but fortunately the winds are not quite as strong as they were on that fateful night on the evening of the 7th, where I went to bed thinking everything was fine, and I woke up in the morning and all hell broke loose. I think they talk a lot about fire being in hell, but they very rarely mention the wind and the Santa Ana conditions and the low humidity. Alexander Dean says, I think Jose Suicidio had the better song. Yeah, I think I agree. And that's probably why he's so wealthy. Computer, how much money is Jose Suicidio worth from royalties?
Jose Suicidal is worth an estimated $15 million from his record sales and royalty payments.
Yeah, so that's a pretty significant amount. That's why we never really talk anymore. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do another song here. Thank you, Auntie Paster, for that sort of ironically themed song, but a lot of fun. And thanks for letting me relive a little bit of my childhood. And thanks, Gile Gumme Kande, for this background with the cool critters in the background. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and use one. We didn't get a lot of green screens this time around, so let's go ahead and use one from last week. I like Kala's picture from last week, which the Finnish are so smart that they put projections over the snow on the streets of their street signs so that you can see them, obviously. And it makes me wonder why everybody isn't doing that. If you're up, in the northern part of the United States or in Canada, that snow is going to cover up your signs. So I just think it's a great idea, and it just even more makes me want to go to Finland one day, because it seems like they have smart people there. Everyone type Forsen says, if they are Finnish, then who is Beginnish? I guess it would be Australia. Okay, let's go ahead and do another song here. We've got a request. El Walto wants to hear this song, which is a great song by one of my favorite artists, Elvis Costello. And it's an easy one, so I didn't even have to rehearse it. But easy does not mean it's a bad song. It means a lot of times it means it's an awesome song. Parasitosis says, we live life on the edge in Michigan. It's how we want it. Yeah, street signs are, that would be the safe way to do things. It's so much more exciting, for example, to not see that up ahead you're going to have a tall person with a very small person, I guess is what that sign is depicting there. But I mean, to me, that would be a good warning to give somebody. Slow down a little bit. You're in the snow and there's going to be a tall person walking with a small person. Borsenvin says, them Michiganders gandering at the abyss. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. So there's an interesting history about this song. I don't want to bore everybody with musical theory, but I am fascinated by it. And I don't know if you remember, a couple years ago, Olivia Rodrigo came out with an album that I listened to, and I wasn't really part of the demographic that it was being geared toward, but I thought it was pretty good music. It was well produced. And Courtney Love did some kind of public tweet or something like that, accusing her of plagiarizing the album cover, which is, in my opinion, kind of silly. I mean, if I wanted to go back through all of the archives of album covers, I could probably find so many of them that are similar. And I mean, I can already think of a couple right now, the Scorpions and Black Sabbath. But so she was kind of being cyberbullied by a lot of Gen X people, and I didn't care for it. At one point, somebody pointed out that one of her songs went, and they said, you just ripped that off of Elvis Costello. Well, Elvis Costello, who's not only one of my favorite artists, songwriters, but he's actually just one of my favorite people. I mean, I just think he's pretty great. And he came to her defense on Twitter. This was back in sort of the glory days of Twitter, where everybody would sort of interact and have positive discussions and stuff. And this is what, so somebody said, Rodrigo's song was pretty much a direct lift. And Elvis Costello said, this is fine by me. It's how rock and roll works. You take the broken pieces of another thrill and make a brand new toy. That's what I did. And then he posted a link to Bob Dylan's song, Subterranean Homesick Blues, which you might know. Johnny's in the basement, mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement, thinking about the government. Man in the trench coat, badge out, laid off. Says he got a bad cop, wants to get it paid off. Look out, kid, it's something you did. God knows when, but you're doing it again. Better duck down the alleyway, looking for a new friend. Man on the coonskin cap by the big pen, says he wants $11 bills, you only want 10. That kind of thing. Well, he posted a link to that, saying that he was stealing from Dylan, but then he also, before you start thinking that Dylan is the big creator, he also posted a link to Chuck Berry, who had a song that I wasn't even familiar with called Too Much Monkey Business. Salesman talking to me, tried to run me up a creek, says you can buy it, go on, try, can't pay me next week. Too much monkey business, too much monkey business. Too much monkey business for me to be involved in. Ho, ho, ho. Blonde haired, good looking, trying to get me hooked. Wants to marry, settle down, get me home and write a book. Uh-oh, too much monkey business. So anyway, I think that what Elvis Costello was saying is lay off. Art is a living, breathing process, and we take parts of the previous. I mean, obviously, the lyrics that Bob Dylan wrote were amazing. And then I thought it was really cool that Elvis Costello pointed out that he was borrowing from that motif to make his song. Kind of the way Jose Suicidio borrowed from Kansas to do the... But we're going to play the Elvis Costello song because that's the one that El Walto wanted to hear. But I wanted to share that with you because I wanted to fill time. Because the longer the content of a Twitch stream, the more lucrative it is. So if I can come up with some kind of bullshit thing to talk about for 6 minutes, that's going to increase my forward mobility, if you will. But we have a couple of alerts here. Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Willie B. Hardigan 1969. Thank you, Anonymous, and we love the work that you do with the hacking and all that stuff and writing the song Greensleeves. Thank you very much. And Anonymous also tipped $5. Wow, thank you, Anonymous, and says, hey, Henry, thanks to playing my song request of F.J. McMahon last week. Oh, that was the one, Early Morning Blues or something like that. I caught it on the DVD. Yeah, don't forget that if you go to the Twitch channel and you miss the stream, they've got clips, I guess they're called DVDs, video on demand, that you can watch at any time, on demand. I caught it on the DVD. I have been enjoying your stream since this summer, but can't chat much as I'm usually chat as I'm listening to work. Oh, okay. Oh, listening at work. It was cool to see you cover that song. Thanks, Anonymous. Thanks. I love it when people request new stuff. I don't always get to them, but I'll listen to the song and ask myself if I think it's something that I can throw together. And that was a very cool song, and it fit right in with the theme. So I appreciate that. I also want to give a shout out to B-Boy 1000 who subscribed. and the Yaminator, who subscribed for 9 months. All right, Quack 2079, Henry, when would you say the day you allegedly became a failure? Well, failure by definition, as the late great, and I can't even believe I'm saying late, but a very funny comedian named Jim Short used to say that if you tried, you're not a loser, you're a failure. And I guess that you would become, I probably became a failure at the moment that it turned out the thing that I was trying didn't work. And I would say that was probably summer of 2011, Montreal Comedy Festival. Thanks for bringing up that wonderful topic. Dark Ages, if you succeed at failing, you're not a failure since you're still successful at failing. Hey, that's a good positive way to look at it. Thanks, Dark Ages. Everyone type Forson says the person below me will poop right now. Alexander Dean, who's right below him, says, damn it. Okay, so apparently Alexander Dean then had to poop and didn't want to, and I can relate to that. You know, sometimes you're like, okay, you got your coffee, you're sitting down to get some work done, and it's like, I guess I'm going to the bathroom now. It's not what I wanted to do, but I guess that's what I have to do. Fuck. It's a real bummer, but we have to, we are kind of slaves to our bodily functions. I don't want to get too into the bodily functions because I know that there are older people watching right now. That's another thing. I don't know why it's always, this is meant for mature audiences. They're going to talk about pooping and peeping and things like that. Why would that be mature audiences? I would think it would be the opposite. But Quack 2079, Henry, are you familiar with the term put the fire in the bag? No, I've never heard that before, but I'm going to ask. Computer, what does it mean to put the fire in the bag?
To put the fire in the bag is a metaphor for dealing with a difficult or dangerous situation by confronting it directly. It implies that when things have gotten out of hand, the only way to resolve the issue is to confront it head on. Yes.
I've heard another version of that, and I'm trying to remember. My friend told me it's not first in, first out, but it's like Ohio or something. What is that? It's something like as soon as it happens, you have to deal with it, but I can't remember. Computer, what is OHIO acronym for?
The acronym OHIO stands for the Ohio State University,
No.
which is located
Computer,
in
stop. I knew that wasn't going to go anywhere. See if somebody can look for that. I think that was it. I'm going to get to it, and I'll bring it to you next week because I think it was a really good one. Okay, we got to do this song. I love this, Kala, but I'm going to go ahead and get something a little bit more up-tempo for this next song because I want to do it justice. How about Pug Lady? Pug Lady gave us this awesome one from Phoenix. Yeah, this is going to be a good background for our Elvis Costello, our rendition of Elvis Costello's Pump It Up, as requested by El Walto. I don't know what key to do it. I've been on tender hooks, ending in dirty looks, listening to the music, thinking about this and that. She said, that's that. I don't want to chitter chat. Turn it down a little bit, turn it down flat, pump it up. Really need it. Wait, after all that talking about it, I completely fucked it up because now I'm thinking of the other songs. Super Potatoes, 1989. From what I see, Ohio stands for Only Handle It Once. Okay, yeah, thank you. You guys are amazing. That's exactly what I was trying to get at. Only handle it once. It's similar to fire in the bag. It means just like you get a parking ticket. Pick it up at that moment, pay it. Dishes, washing dishes. Go ahead and, only handle it once. Wash it before, don't let them pile up. I think I'm going to be the new Jordan Peterson. Dark Ages says users are better than computer. I think so. Absolutely much better. Oh, I asked computer what Ohio meant, and it was some dumb shit about sports.
Okay, I've saved your note.
Fondue yourself, it's a very ADHD way to live. Yeah, it could be, but also you're not putting stuff, you're putting the fire in the bag, as it were. And I don't want anybody to think that the fire in the bag actually means that prank where you put dog shit in a bag and then you light it on fire and then the neighbors stomp out the fire and get dog shit all over them. That's definitely not a prank that you should be doing here in the Southern California area anytime soon. Quack 2079, oh right, I've seen that prank. Hopefully you saw it from the perspective of the person watching someone be the victim of it. Midnight Faded, I hate computer. I love using. I'm with you, Midnight Faded.
That's so nice of you to say.
Oh boy. Now computer's just starting to listen. Dazzlecat, some say that's how the fire started. Oh yeah, it could be. It could have, there's so many things. It could be some guy with a cigarette just throwing it out and not putting it out. It could be someone doing one of those pranks where you get your neighbor to step on dog shit by lighting their bag on fire, and then it turns out to be way, way more damaging of a prank than you thought it was supposed to be. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this song. I've been on tender hooks, ending in dirty looks, listening to music, thinking about this and that. She said that's that. I don't want to chitter chat. Turn it down a little bit, turn it down flat. Pump it up when you don't really need it. Pump it up until you can't feel it. Gotta scroll. Awkward pause for scrolling. Down in the pleasure center, hell-bent, heaven sent. Listen to the propaganda, listen to the latest slander. There's nothing underhand she wouldn't understand. Pump it up till you can't feel it. Pump it up, don't really need it. Then land on E7, hang on with the drum beat. 4 measures, interlude. Oh, that's just explaining the chord progression. She's been a bad girl, she's like a chemical. Though you're trying to stop it, she's a narcotic. You wanna torture her, you wanna talk to her. All the things you bought for her, putting up your temperature. Pump it up till you can't feel it. Pump it up, don't really need it. Out in the fashion show, down in the bargain bin, you get your passion and the pressure in the bin that's in. Fall into submission, hit and run transmission, no wishing now for any other sin. Pump it up till you cover, till you feel it. Pump it up when you don't really need it. Pump it up. Thanks, El Walto. I think that was El Walto, right? Yeah, for that cool request. Okay, everybody. I think it's time to do what we do best here, and unfortunately what we don't like to do. But fun time has to end at some point. We got to face the music and do our job, which is cooking, explaining. Master Cookie the Third says, "Hey Henry, do you know Arm My Goddamn Motherfuckageddon by Marilyn Manson?" No, I'm not familiar with that. I'm amazed they were able to even fit that title onto an album cover. Boris and by the way, if you want a request for a song, put it on the Discord under the song suggestions. Borsenven says, the person below me often has gas after eating chili con carne. And then purple donut filling is fruit, is the person below Borsenven, and is looking, has an emoji looking up. T. Dews says, Henry, this is my first stream I've caught of you. Hello from Chicago. Hello, T. Dews. Thanks for joining us from your wonderful, wonderful city. I was just talking about my friend Bill Larkin Music, all one word, who is a Chicago guy who plays at the Green Mill and all these places. Check out his Twitch channel, and then maybe you can go to a live show. We've got some Chicago users here. JSBX fan, Dazzle Cat, we've got Dark Aegis, I believe is at least in the Chicago sort of general area, or maybe in Chicago proper. I don't know, but you're in the right place. And everyone type force and says, I love Chicago Town pizza. And that's my cat Roast Beef, whose pizza eating days are over. Now he's on a very strict diet of tuna kibbles. But thanks very much for catching the stream. And boy, Chicago is a good city. We did a show there in Naperville, Illinois at a bar called Danny's Bar and Grill, and just had an epic time with all the users from Twitch coming out to do karaoke. And Null Zip Nothing says, hi Henry, the sunset looks beautiful behind you. How lucky you are to be standing where you stand today. Thank you very much. As much as I'd like to take the compliment, I have to say that this is actually not the real background of where I am. This is green screen technology, and I'll show you. Unfortunately, I'll show you where I actually am. This place. This hellhole, where for the last month and a half I've had an infestation of cockroaches. Can you imagine that? The very thing that I do for a living, which is cooking, explaining, and then I'm not able to do it. Just cursed by the gods, I guess. Similar to like, what if I was a road comic and I had a shitty car? Actually, that was true for me also. Dark Aegis says, sometimes fate punishes us in the worst possible way. Yeah. But we're back now. I'm not saying the cockroaches are gone or the apocalyptic fires. As my good friend Joe List would say about 2025, so far no good. That's basically what's happening here. But I am going to cook today for you. I'll show you what I'm going to cook. But I've sealed up my drains with saran wrap so that cockroaches won't come through. And I'm also pouring a mixture of borax and undiluted vinegar down my drain. But here we go. My friend, the green pan. I remember buying this thing. I actually bought it not because I needed one to cook with, but I was in a bad neighborhood and I had to walk home, so I thought I would get some kind of a weapon. But I didn't realize it, but I bought one of the most badass pieces of kitchen equipment that you could possibly own. I'm going to take the reverb off here. This is called the green pan. It's no stick, but it's not that cancerous Teflon shit. This is some new technology that makes it no stick, and I feel a little bit like when Sweeney Todd got back from his exile and found his barber knife collection, and he was so happy. This is how I feel about this. JSBX fan says, where's our other friend, the work bowl? I'm not talking to the work bowl at the moment. We're having a little bit of a dispute, but it's nothing that anybody should be worried about. We do that every now and then. I'll be using a different, what was that noise? I'll be using a different work bowl today. Iconoclast, yeah, I'm not afraid to drop musical theater references. Saguaro Ooh says, I'm worried about work ball. Work ball is going to be just fine. Munch Hotel, if we spot a cockroach on stream, should we say something? Please do. Actually, don't say it then, but I'll look at the DVD afterward, and you can tell, and I can see if there's something wrong. Yeah, if you've been in your kitchen cooking alone for as long as I have, which is actually about 14 years now, you start to develop an attachment to your work bowls, to, this thing. It's a little bit like the movie, Tom Hanks's movie, Castaway, where he falls in love with the Wilson volleyball after being on a deserted island. I'm a little bit like that. Like if I were on a raft and I had my work bowl and it started floating away with the tide, I'd be like, work bowl, because we've done so much together. But I'd get over it. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this gargantuan task is that we have in front of us. I'm going to show you some of the ingredients here. That's not one of the ingredients, of course. Hold on a second. Come on. Oh yeah, that's something I wanted to do. And I know I've got a little bit of ADHD today. I want to just show this clip really quick. A lot of people don't know that my cat, Roast Beef, was an actor, and I have a 1-minute clip that I'm going to show you of his first acting appearance. It was in a movie that came out in 1969, which would make Roast Beef, I guess he's probably, 55 years old now at this point. But we're going to go ahead and watch a little bit of his work here. That's not it.
Stand up, stand up, stand up.
Okay, so a little lesson in that one. If you're ever driving and you see a wheelchair flying across the street and the person across innocently hits it, your first instinct should be anger, and you should honk at that person and say, what the hell's wrong with you? Saguaro Ooh says dogs definitely made that film. Oh yeah, trying to perpetuate negative stereotypes about cats. Munch Hotel, again, it would be really mean to victim blame here. You're absolutely right. WikiTBH says, have you ever worn a turtleneck? Does Roast Beef have something against turtlenecks? That might have been the actual impetus for Roast Beef's wrath in that. Okay. It's time. Everyone type Force and says, Henry, who made the Beatles art at the start? Munch won't tell me. I don't know. You mean like who designed the album covers? Oh, great. Somebody's doing construction. Let's check in with our alerts here. Anonymous tipped $4.20. Thank you. And says, can't we watch that Paul Rudd Conan clip? It has such close, same energy. Yeah. Are you talking about the Chuck Norris stuff? Because that's amazing. Otherwise, I have to go check out what you're talking about. Alexander Dean gifted tier 1 sub to T-Doos. Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Willie B. Hardigan, 1969. Thank you so much for the donations here. Okay. Munch Hotel says, it's almost like that art always was and always will be. No attribution needed. Borsonvin says, we'll never know, I guess. I don't know much about the... I don't know much about the Beatles artwork. Monkus1337, I am in a wheelchair by being run over by one of those Jeeps. Thank you for the heads up for other people. I got run over because the driver did not understand English when I said stop. He came from Tajikistan. Well, I could see how the communication can be very difficult in those last minute sort of situations. But I appreciate you chiming in here, Monkus1337, and I want to make it clear we don't know who the protagonist of that movie is because we're only seeing a little bit of it out of context. But I kind of get the feeling that Roast Beef's character is sort of playing the bad guy. JSBX fan, I saw Beef in another video where he was hanging from a door frame to hide from a dog. Yeah, there's a lot of that kind of thing. Okay, we're getting off a little bit. We need to focus. So here's our ingredients. We've got some cheese. Again, we're making mac and cheese. All I had was some leftover spaghetti, but it's still made out of seminola, which is the primary ingredient in all pastas. So it should taste the same. It might have a different texture. We've also got some unsalted butter, but the salted kind. And then we have salt and pepper in case we don't have enough salt on anything. And we've got 2 slices bread along with some multi-purpose white flour. And that's pretty much it. You can use spices if you want, but we're not going to be doing that. But we need to get into... Oh my God, I forgot to do the fucking ad. Okay, I got to show a 3-minute ad, everybody, just for the purposes of not having the ads interrupt people's stream experience. So, Munch Hotel says that clip isn't from a movie, it's from the San Francisco Tourism Board. Oh, I had no idea. Okay, here we go. 3-minute ad for the unsubscribers. If you're a subscriber, you won't see the ad. Here we go. But I'm still around to do some frivolous chat. I'm going to pour my coffee here. I also want to make sure I have all my ingredients. Got to preheat the oven, 350 degrees. That's going. Got a different work bowl. I'm sorry to people that have grown attached to that one work bowl. Saute the onion. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is going to be more complicated than I thought. I'm glad that we're showing an ad right now. I need to go get my infrared stove top. Hold on a sec. I'm going to have to borrow the roast beef cam because it's not really showing anything interesting of roast beef at the moment anyway. Oh boy, we've got a lot of work to do here. Okay. See if the people are back. Yeah, we've got 3 seconds. JSBX fan, thanks. It is good. It is good to be back cooking again. This is what I do best. This was my calling, similar to how Mariah Carey's calling was singing. I feel like I'm kind of the Mariah Carey of the kitchen. Hacklin resubscribed for 32 months and says, I'm still very much alive. No need to worry about me at all. I am jumping around right now like an alive person does. Good to hear. Wishing you an awesome day, and don't worry about me. I'm alive. Hacklin, we were worried that maybe you weren't alive, but it's nice to see that you are alive and well. I don't know. You didn't say you're well, actually. You just said you're alive, but that's already half the battle. So, welcome. We've been getting off topic a little bit, but we're going to get back on. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, anyone watching Kids in the Hall on Peacock? I don't need to watch it on Peacock because I have seen every episode. It's an amazing show, but I probably will watch it on Peacock also. Incredible. Incredibly funny people, and I was lucky enough to hang out with a couple of them at one point. In my earlier years as a struggling comedian. Retrophysical says, nice. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm doing, if you're just joining me, I'm going to be making this awesome looking mac and cheese. We're going to get started. I've got the oven preheating. I also have some water boiling. So let's get right into it here. The directions come to us from this website here, Taste of Home. And I'll read you, I don't want to get too distracted here, but I'll read you a couple of the reviews. Jane714 says, I made this dish and my husband hated it so much he threw our cat out of the balcony. Wow. Fortunately, we were on the first floor, and I understand that cats are able to withstand very tall heights because they go into a flight mode, which helps them land without being injured. Anyway, maybe reading the reviews for this is not a good idea. Do you guys hear me okay, by the way? Everything going well from a technical perspective. I'm going to... set up the camera here. Number 1, preheat your oven 350 degrees. And I hate when they do this. These sons of bitches. They've got 3 instructions, and it says it's 3 easy instructions, but already number 1 says preheat oven to 350 degrees, period. Cook macaroni according to package directions for al dente. And then semicolon, drain. They just jammed 3 instructions into number 1. So that always pisses me off. And everybody has their thing. But that one really makes me mad. It's not 3 directions. You just put 3 in one of them. And then 2 has all kinds of them. There's like 12 directions here, but they said it's only 3. I don't know if they get paid for the fewer directions that they have. There's got to be a scam there. But anyway, all right, sorry, I went off on a little bit of a tirade there. Fondue Yourself says they could have just put cooked macaroni noodles in the ingredients. You're absolutely right. Okay, preheat oven. Okay, so we're going to cook according to the package directions. It says here, durum wheat, seminola, and bring water to a boil. We're doing that. Add salt, pasta, boiling water, store. Cook for 12 to 14 minutes. That's another one. What do they mean when they say 12 to 14 minutes? Is it 12? Is it 14? They want the number in between. So you have to either use a calculator, or I'm lucky enough to have a computer. Computer, what is the average between 12 and 14?
The average of 12 and 14 is 13.
13. Okay, so we're going to go with 13. I don't know why they do that. Sometimes they'll make the directions more difficult because they don't want anybody to just suddenly be a cook all of a sudden, so they have to speak in sort of a code. All right, so again, we don't have macaroni per se, and this is supposed to be a macaroni dish. But what I'm going to do, and I've actually never done this particular thing before, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. I'm going to take our pasta and I'm going to cut it into macaroni-sized bits. So you shouldn't need too much of a sharp knife for this, but I'm feeling a little risque, so I'm going to go ahead and use this. Wow. Did not know this was going to be this difficult. Okay. Wow. Okay, so apparently it's impossible to cut macaroni in half. No problem. So we're just going to have basically spaghetti then, and I've got a couple of macaroni-sized bits there. That'll be okay. Let's just get this going. Okay. Because we also have a game that we want to play here soon. Here is our boiling water. I'm going to put it on the oven cam. We're putting the fire in the bag today. Okay, I've got my oven on a high heat. And oh, that means our oven is fully ready. I'm going to take our pasta now and put it in here. It's funny, I can break the pasta, but I can't cut it. What the hell's that all about? Maybe it's that knife sucks. I'm going to also use this extra, we don't want to waste whatever pasta that we have here. So I'll use this. Okay. Computer, set timer for 13 minutes.
13 minutes, starting now.
Now we're going to take our green pan. Digitize says, are you making delicious spaghetti water? Well, we're making spaghetti. It's going to be water. There's going to be spaghetti water as a residual, what would you call it? A byproduct. Munch Hotel, okay, my boss is really upset watching the stream and burning all the hot dogs. Better run. Thanks for the great stream. Hey, thanks, Munch Hotel. You're burning hot dogs? So you must be a chef yourself. I did not know that. That's great. Parasitosis, do they want the mean or the median? I think it's the same in this case. Computer, what is the mean of 12 and 14?
The average of 12 and 14 is 13.
Computer, what is the median of 12 and 14?
The average of 12 and 14 is 13.
Yeah, computer only does average. Doesn't seem to care. Game Master Flash says, we're all chefs, but none of us want to be. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Okay, let's look at our next order of business. I'm going to turn off the heat here for sound purposes. What's going on here? Okay, preheat the oven, done. Okay, in a Dutch oven, I don't know what that is. Computer, what's a Dutch oven?
A Dutch oven is a heavy cooking pot, typically made of cast iron or enamel on iron, with a heavy cover. It is a versatile cooking vessel that is widely used for cooking meals in the oven, on the stovetop, or on the grill. Dutch ovens are known for their durability and heat retention, making them ideal for cooking stews, soups, and other slow-cooked dishes.
Friendly friend, yes, we did indeed. Okay, I always thought a Dutch oven was when you fart under the covers. But apparently it's also a pan. Well, we can use our green pan for it. So I'm just going to take 1/3 of a cup of butter. And by the way, we're scaling these ingredients. This makes like 32 servings. Obviously, we're not doing that. So I'm going to take our butter here. And let's just go ahead and use half a stick. The way to do it is ask yourself, how much butter do you want to eat today? And if the answer is half a stick, then that's how much you're going to use. Okay, I'm going to use well, I'll use like 1/3 of a stick. Okay, now heat the butter. Now, it also says to saute some onions. I don't know who the fuck's putting onions in their mac and cheese, but that sounds god-awful to me. What is this? I've never heard of onions in your mac and cheese. The whole reason that you eat onions is because you're a guy, or the whole reason you eat mac and cheese is because you're a guy who doesn't like onions. Okay, next up, we're going to, and this is it. We already had 3 instructions in the first one, so it's already a lie when they say that it's in 3 easy movements, because the first one is already 3. But now number 2, let's just count how many directions they jammed into number 2. In a Dutch oven, heat 1/3 cup butter over medium heat. And then it's a semicolon, like as if it's still the same sentence. Saute onion until tender. That's 2. Stir in flour and seasonings. That's sort of 4, but we're going to call that 3. Until blended. Gradually stir in milk. That's 4. Bring to a boil. Stir constantly. Cook and stir. Stir in cheese until melted. Stir in macaroni. Transfer. Every verb basically is a new instruction. Transfer to a greased dish. Holy shit. What did I count right there? I think I counted 11. So 14 directions all of a sudden. Number 3, in a microwave, melt remaining butter. Toss with breadcrumbs. Sprinkle over casserole. Bake uncovered. Eat. I mean, eat shouldn't even be a direction, really. But okay, so I think we've got our butter done there. Now we need to stir in some flour and some salt and pepper and a little bit of milk. Okay, I don't have regular milk. I have some oat milk. No, that's not. If I don't have milk, I'm going to be very, very upset. Oh, here we go. Chobani oat milk. Okay, here, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to use half a cup of milk, which means we're going to pour half of the cup full. And we're also going to add a little bit of flour. Of flour, it says it wants, let's see, 6 tablespoons. So we're going to do much less than that. I'll go ahead and do 2. And bring to a boil. Oh yeah, we also want a little bit of salt and pepper. You can get more creative with some of these if you want. Where... I'm going to stir this up. This is a no-stick pan, which is one of its better qualities. That means that if you set it down on a surface, it's not going to stick to that surface. Okay, so I think we're good there. Next up, I think I'm going to do a little bit more milk. And I'll put this back in the fridge. Stir in the cheese until melted. I've got here some shredded Mexican style blend cheese. It asks for shredded sharp cheddar cheese. This is indeed reduced fat Monterey Jack cheddar. So whatever kind of cheese you've got. Stir in macaroni. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
You have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on your 13-minute timer.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time. This looks a little bit like oatmeal. I don't know if you can see that, but it's lumpy. Lumpy and chunky. Okay. Well, Admon84, reduced fat cheese. This must be healthy mac and cheese. Does it say reduced fat? Oh my God, you're right. I didn't do that on purpose. I just had whatever cheese was left over, but they got to make reduced fat the biggest thing on there. Everyone type Forsen says, if you guys are new to Twitch and looking for a streamer to watch with a friendly community, you should watch Forsen. I'm very familiar with Forsen. I don't think a lot of people know about him here on Twitch. Murphy _ anyways, grunts, I bought a whole lot of shungite rocks. Do you know what shungite is? Anybody know what shungite is? Not Suge Knight. I think he's locked up in prison. Oh, Suge Knight. Shungite. No, I'm not familiar. Okay, I'm going to put the cheese in there now. I'm a little worried that it's going to start burning up right away, so I'm going to lower the amount of heat, and that's going to be our cheese. Now, computer, how much time is left?
You have 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on your 13-minute timer.
Okay. This is our cheese situation happening here. I think the idea is we're going to mix this with our pasta. I think I see where they're going with this. You know what? I think we're just going to get the pasta now. Let's do this. I'm going to get a strainer. What the fuck? Hold on a second, everybody. Borsenvin just tipped $5 and says, Henry, these pre-shedded cheese containing anti-cake agents to prevent clumping in the bag before you buy it. What kind of cake were you planning to make tonight? I'm not, I'm not making cake. The pre-shedded cheese, anti-caking, it means it doesn't cake up, but I think that's not true because it looks very caked up. But we also have another one from B-Dog. B-Dog has tipped us $9.99 and says millions of Italians just screamed in horror. Is that because of the fact that I'm using a Mexican cheese? I guess now that I think about it, you're absolutely right. I'm combining Mexican flavored pre-Mexican flavored cheese with an Italian dish. I don't think a lot of people think of mac and cheese as being an Italian dish, but they should, because the extended version of mac is macaroni, which is an Italian pasta. Okay. Oh, Borsenvin said it's because of the fact that I tried slicing the pasta with a knife. Oh, okay. My goodness. I had never heard. Caffeinated Cat says, Henry, have you ever had unipasta? No, what is that? It's just one piece of pasta? Dr. Jerky says, I didn't even know mixing those three cheeses turned them Mexican. No, I don't think that's what makes them Mexican. Computer, stop. Okay, we're getting off a little bit. Let's get back on track here. Not that. Hold on. Okay, this is going to be tricky. As you can see, I have saran wrap covering my drains. So I'm going to put my work bowl over it to catch. Somebody asked about pasta water. And then I'm going to put a coriander over that. And then I'm going to pour this in there. It's basically what we're doing is we're kind of making spaghetti in a way because we weren't able to cut them into macaronis. Shake this thing up. Now let's check with the directions real quick here. It says here, stir in the milk, bring to a boil, stirring constantly, cook. Stir in the cheese, stir in the macaroni, transfer to a baking dish. Well, we don't need to do that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to here we go. I'm going to take our, oh boy, this is going to be tricky. So I have boiling hot pasta water there. I've got an idea. I'm going to remove saran wrap from the drain and the stopper. Believe it or not, the cockroaches can get through the stopper. And I'm going to pour this boiling water. I think it's impossible that any bug could live through having boiling pasta water poured upon them. Okay, and now I'm going to take our pasta and put it in here. And then I'm going to take this, put it in here. Stir it up. I mean, you could almost eat this just like it is, but then that's not really what we're doing here. We'll try to cut it up a little bit. Oh my God. Okay. Now, take our no-stick pan, which actually looks a little bit like it's got some stick going on. Want to get all that cheese. You paid for it. You want to use it. Now we're going to spread this out evenly over the top of our green pan. This is going to serve as our Dutch oven, if you will. The Dutch, obviously famous for not only farting under covers, but also making their dates pay for half of whatever meal that they eat. And in addition to that, they invented an oven, which actually is not an oven at all. It's just a pan. So there you go. And I think Eddie Van Halen was half Dutch, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Check in with you guys here. I know you have questions. JSPX fan says, oh wow, you can put the green pan in the oven. You absolutely can. Digitized, Eddie did not own a real oven. Oh, okay. But I heard he did like to fart under the covers to taunt Valerie Bertinelli. Ouija Board, B-O-R-E-D, says this looks great. It really is coming out really good. Sociopathogen says equal opportunity fartists. Kurt Cocaine says you should add some cumin. Maybe. It might be short on sauces. We'll see. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says, why did Yankee Doodle stick a feather in his cap and call it macaroni? Why would someone do that? That's a good question. Computer, why did Yankee Doodle stick a feather in his cap?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Well, you didn't even listen to the whole question. I guess computer's starting to think that she's so smart that she doesn't even need to hear the question. Fondue Yourself says because macaroni meant fancy. Oh, I did not know that. Oh, that's very... See, this is why I love chat. So Fondue Yourself is saying that macaroni was sort of slang for fancy. So macaroni was a pasta and it was from Europe, so it was sort of like, ooh, macaroni. But now it's sort of the opposite. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says, why did Yankee... Oh, we already asked that. Parasitosis says, reminder, tax season is around the corner. Subs to Henry is the best way to hide your money from the Fed. Interesting. Didn't know that. Okay. Everyone type Forson says, the Beatles art I mentioned was on the stream intro page. Oh, sorry about that. That was It's Kate. I'm so sorry I missed the reference there. Yeah. It's Kate gave us an awesome bit of Beatles artwork. I thought you meant the actual Beatles who did their artwork. Yeah, It's Kate X. And it does say it right above there, but I can see how there could be confusion. It's Kate X on Twitch, and then It's Kate on Discord. So it depends on which thing that you're using. Parasitosis says, fancy Englishmen would go to Italy and come back with Italian words. Came across as being a dandy. Yeah. I'm going to start bringing back macaroni as fancy. Hey, that's kind of a macaroni hat that you've got going on there. Hey, what's with you all macaroni? Let's get it started. Let's make it happen. Okay, so now we are going to toss with breadcrumbs. Well, oh, I see what they're talking about. Okay. All right, this is, everybody calm down just a little bit here. We've got a little bit more work to do. I have to get a microwavable dish. I'm going to take our remaining butter. I don't think I need to take all the remaining butter. I'm just going to take some of it. And we are going to put this in the microwave for, probably about 30 seconds or so. We're going to melt it. Put the butter into the microwave for 30 seconds to melt. You can use this time to do some of your exercises like shoulder shrugs. There we go. Yep, so now we have butter. And what we're supposed to do now is we're supposed to make breadcrumbs. So I know I've done this before. I'm going to show you how to do it. I have here some stale bread. It's not ideal to use stale bread, but that's just what I have. We're going to cut this first in half. And we're going to flip it around this way. Let's get a little bit closer here. We're going to then cut it into quarters. Now we're going to cut it into eighths. 2, 4, 6, 8. No, that's actually 16ths. And then we're going to cut across this way. I think this is going to make it like 30 seconds or something like that. And that should be enough. Okay? And what we'll want to do is take these breadcrumbs and we're going to put them in our bowl of butter. And we're going to sprinkle these over top of our mac and cheese situation. Potnayak-Katka64 says, oh, okay, got to check the VOD. Borsenvin says, Henry is the sexiest crouton. I know. I didn't know crouton was used that way. JSBX fan says, the past Sunday was the first cooking stream. Yeah. JSBX fan, damn, Henry, it looks like you never stopped cooking. Thanks. It's like riding a bike. Cooking is almost exactly like riding a bike. All right. Potnayak Katka 64, I want to let you know that I'm very happy to be back in the kitchen. I've worked out a hack where I can put saran wrap over my drain, and then suddenly I don't have to worry about the cockroaches. They come from the drain. So now I just have to figure out how to wash my dishes. But I'll get through it. Hey, I beat fruit flies in the summer of 23. I can beat this. Okay. Parasitosis says, damn, Henry, you are doing a hell of a job. Very macaroni. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for pushing that. It's going to happen. For those just joining us, we're trying to bring back the term macaroni as a synonym for fancy. Let's go ahead and put this. I don't know if I'm going to use all of these. We're going to put our breadcrumbs. We're going to sprinkle them over the top of our mac and cheese dish. That noise is very disturbing. I hate it. Okay, I think something like that will probably do. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says, I'm going to start saying macaroni pants instead of fancy pants. That's going to help. That's going to help us do this. I like it. Okay, so now we're going to bake this uncovered until heated through for 30 to 35 minutes. Let's do it. Now, Guys, remind me to use a fucking pot holder when I take this out of the oven, because that's the only thing that can really go wrong. I want to thank Roast Beef for letting us use his camera for this. Once again, we have to do some decoding and figuring out the math. Computer, what is the average between 30 and 35?
The average of 30 and 35 is 32.5.
Okay, 32.5. Computer, set timer for 32.5 minutes.
32 minutes and 30 seconds, starting now.
Okay, well, things are underway. I'm also going to take this opportunity to put a little bit of vinegar down the drain, just to completely ensure that these bugs are not going to come around. Whew, that is some nasty stuff. Put that there. I don't have a dish towel. I sold them all. I sold all my towels, even the one that was reserved for me. I want to thank everybody Christmas time for buying the Henry's Kitchen towels. I'll try to get more in stock because people seem to enjoy them, and I'm proud of them. I think they're really good. All right, we're going to try to play this game now. JSBX fan, oh, that's awesome. The dish towels sold out. They sure did. Thank you. Thanks for the support, everybody. JSBX fan also says German cocks don't like vinegar. No, and I assume you're using cocks as short for cockroaches. Apparently not. Gome Kande says, I love my towels. Awesome. Yep, it's game time, Parasitosis. Let's do this. So I'm going to go, it's going to be the usual bullshit. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
You have 30 minutes left on your 32-minute and 30-second timer. Okay.
Nella has done a $1 tip. Thank you so much, Nella. And there's a message here. It says, imagine if teeth were flaccid and got hard when you were hungry. I can imagine that, actually. For all I know, that's the way it really is. I don't know. I'm going to cover up my drain with some of this sticky saran wrap. God. Oh, come on. My life sucks. Okay. Okay, I think I've effectively sealed my sink and cockroach proofed it so that will not be an issue. Okay. What the duck? Resubscribed for 31 months. Thanks, What the Duck. Says, hey, Henry, good to see you cooking again. I heard cockroaches can sense danger and having your painting upside down like that. Oh. Probably made them think some sort of psycho is staying here and stayed away from your kitchen. Nice idea, Henry. Can't wait to see more of your wonderful cooking this year. Actually, it's upside down. Not voluntarily. I didn't do that intentionally. I'm going to fix that right now. I never know which way this stupid thing is supposed to go. If you ever have cockroaches, forget about anything anybody tells you. Press and seal saran wrap over all the cracks in your house It's way better than caulking, and also over your drains. Basically over all of your holes. And you'll never see another cockroach again. Okay, so let's get this game started here. I'm going to go to... I got to go to Steam, I guess, or no? How did I do this? Firewatch is the game that we're playing. Hopefully it's going to start up real soon here. Yep. There it is. It's opening stream. Opening Steam, I mean. Okay, now I got to do all kinds of, I got to put desktop audio on. I got to do the settings for graphics. I'm going to make it 1280 by 720 is what we usually do. Okay. Now, everybody just chill out for 1 second. We're going to do this. I don't know why I'm getting that stupid Steam Deck thing not working, but okay. No. There we go. Here we go. Dark Ages says, it makes me wish Firewatch was still a viable career. Just spending a season in a fire tower in the mountains sounds nice. Yeah, especially if it's in those Rocky Mountains like that picture you sent. That was pretty awesome. Okay, so let's go to general. Okay, back. New game. Empty game. Okay, so I want to ask everybody, you can hear me, you can see the game, and you can hear a little bit of the game. Is that right? Everything's working from a technical perspective. Potnayak 64 says yes. Okay, thank you. All right, well, let's go empty game. Let's do this. Computer, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 25 minutes left on your 32-minute and 30-second timer.
All right, let's play this for about 25 minutes. I'm going to put some coffee on. This is turning out to be not such a bad morning here. Ah, that's good. And you know what else? I've got here some buttery breadcrumbs that I can sort of use as a snack while I'm waiting for my mac and cheese to be ready. Do that right now. Oh, that's good. Nella Wallen says, my grandson did this for 20 years in Virginia. Okay, you see Julia. She's about your age, late 20s. Well, I'm 55, but whatever. Laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. Oh, we are in the Denver mountains here. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. Well, that's the first part that sounds believable. You approach her. You are drunk. Working on it. So, what do I say? What's more likely for me to say when I'm drunk? Probably this one. You're pretty. You're pretty, she says coolly. You are not. You are a future hangover. What? You reply confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. She flags down a waiter, and 1 week later, you're Julia's boyfriend. I didn't know it was that easy. Oh, okay. Didn't know we were doing this. Okay. I gotta get my keyboard. I'm in the elevator. To use an object, pick up a backpack. I guess I'm supposed to go to this truck, load up my gear. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. Doesn't sound great. You move in. You share an apartment. Wow, this game moves fast. Share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out of the deck. This is my kind of gal. You drink beer just about everywhere. Life is good. I got a feeling something's gonna happen. Julia wants to get a dog. Well, the whole game would be over right now if that were the case. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. You pick up the beagle and she names him Bucket, or you adopt the shepherd and name him Mayhem. I want Julia to be protected, so I'm going to get the German Shepherd, Mayhem. Mayhem's an excellent dog. He loves wrestling with you in the park and goes with Julia on her runs. Even though he's too big to bring to school, she loves him all the same. Mayhem is a friend, a child, and a pet, all rolled up into one. 1979, you talk out on the deck. I'm 10 years old at this point. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids, she asked. Kids? They're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have some, they'd be a couple of little idiots. One day, why rush? She looks away out towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. That's right. She's on a biological clock. Don't worry, you assure her. You tell her she has the body of an undergrad. That was a problem. My ovaries didn't get the memo, she says, laughing it off. One day, okay? Okay, one day, she says. 6 months later, you get engaged lying in bed on a Sunday morning. Oh boy, I have a feeling that this is non-linear narrative that's happening here. Wow, look at this. Look at this, Dark Ages. This is just like the picture you sent. We're in the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Fantastic. What's it say here? Thoroughfare trailhead. Do not forget to check in. Warning, thoroughfare trailhead is not recommended for inexperienced hikers. Well, I don't know if my guy is experienced or not. So with these games, I'm always like, do I need to go check out these other spots, or does it go without saying that this is going to lead me nowhere? Like, can I go here? I guess not. Fire danger today is big. Wow. Dark Ages says, hell yeah, wish I could be somewhere that pretty right, somewhere like that right now. Sorry, I'm trying to do things at once. Dark Ages says, yeah, what ETF said, there are a few places you can kind of go off the path, but the storyline itself is very linear. Well, I mean, I assume that this isn't happening at the same time that I'm talking to my wife about having kids, but maybe so. I don't know. I was just wondering if it jumps around in time. I also just realized that ETF stands for Everyone Type Force, and I thought it was some kind of a financial thing. 1980, it's a Thursday night, and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you're gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. Fun? That's not going to happen in my household. You fight when she gets between the sheets. I ignore her. You don't touch each other all night. The next day, you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to any tiny pill of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. Sounds good. 1981. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. You pose and flex like a He-Man. You frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. Let's say that I frolic. I mean, I feel pretty comfortable in front of Julia. I could do just about anything. Julia was right. You are very pretty. Whoa. Oh. Looks like the sun's going down. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, is Julia the girl with the green sleeves? That's right, I forgot about green sleeve girl. Spacebar to climb over obstructions. There we go. Whew. That sun is hot. 1982, during the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking Mayhem at night. Remember, Mayhem is our gal. You're right, 3Ven. It is a cool game. I'm enjoying this. It's got a great style to it. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Mayhem runs away. Oh, what the... I thought the whole purpose of getting the German Shepherd was that he was going to be a badass. Made me move fuck the dog, Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she's stressed. You confront the attacker. What do? Do we scare him away? Let's just scare him away. I don't want to beat his goddamn face in right now. We're having a nice afternoon. You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all three of you. He runs away. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say, okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. Oh yeah, like nobody can just throw you in the river. Plans to have a kids get waylaid by work. That's an interesting word, waylaid. I used to think it meant you got laid, but like extra, like you got waylaid. Dude, I got waylaid last night. But apparently it doesn't mean that at all. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job. Associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Uh-oh. Conflict. Convince her not to take the job. Agree if she commutes back and forth. Ooh. Well, if I convince her not to take the job, then I'll feel bad that I stomped on her dreams, so I'll agree. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. By the way, Connecticut, February 22nd, Sacred Heart Community Theater in Fairfield. I will be performing for 52 people. Please come. It's henryphillips.com. You can see it in the chat there. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you don't move. You tell her not to pass it up if it's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. (1985) Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. What, like an episode of Friends or Seinfeld or something? She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember that she had happily loaned them to him just days prior. Uh-oh. She was found crying in the stairwell. Is this going to make me cry? I don't want to have to cry right now. I'm having a nice afternoon. Boner of a Lonely Fart says it was easier to fly a lot back then because it was pre 9/11. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It was more like just hailing a taxi. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. You make macaroni and drink wine and forget about it. I think she should talk to somebody about it. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they're worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She's 41. You both decide to keep it secret for now. Something tells me Julia is not going to be on my little hike here, which is depressing. I've got a journal here. Oh my God. Is that my Victoria's Secret picture? That was a lot. Mayhem is getting older. He's got silver hair down his back and slows down at night. Hopefully that silver hair is his. You and Julia walk him to the bar to see your friends, and it feels like nothing has changed. Julia goes back to the university. Julia's affliction gets worse. 1987. I'm graduating from high school at this point. Richard Marx's hit song is our class theme. I can't remember what it's called. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason. Has to be brought home by the police. She's devastated. Boy, real pick-me-up here. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. Yeah, that's going to be a buzzkill. You tell her family they're crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. They live in Australia. Okay. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. Maybe they bring homemade mac and cheese. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility, or you're determined to take care of your by-myself. I'm not a trained caregiver. I mean, I basically have a hard time even doing things for myself. I think the best thing for her, unfortunately, is for me to move her into a facility. But it's going to break my heart. Maybe I did the wrong thing. Maybe that's why I'm all alone on this trip. Which way do I go? Did I come from that way? Am I going back? I don't know. Who cares? Julia's gone. And nothing can bring her back. Everyone type Forson says this is almost as depressing as the end of Detroit Become Human. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get more depressing from here. Well, hey guy. What's going on? Amy Loves Pizza says if you go backwards, Julia gets her memory back. Damn, I went the wrong way. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day. Then, every other day. Boy, I know this story. You go out to the bar with your old friends, it's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I'll cut your balls off. Hey, fuck you. You slowly decide not to see your old friends that much. Maybe I made the wrong choice. 1989, Julia's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be closer to her. She visits her every day. You go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it if you won't see a therapist. You won't. You've always really liked Susan. Months go by, Mayhem dies. What? They're just going to throw that out there like that? I was attached to Mayhem. Julia doesn't remember him when you tell her. Well, that's good. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less, and seeing her less and less makes her forget you more. You think, summer is coming, and you see an ad in the paper for a job. Pitt the Elder, yeah, me neither. You take it. Ah, I see. So that's where we are now. Please tell me that this game ends with me in the forest finding a cure for early onset dementia, and then I go back and I say, honey, we're in luck, and then we get back together, and then we find another thing that brings German Shepherds back to life, and it's a happy ending. Boy, it's really getting dark out here. What was my job? Keeper of the watchtower? Oh, I get it. It's called Firewatch, so I'm probably a guy who looks out for fires. Boy, I can see everything from here. What am I doing here? Can't go over that. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
You have 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on your 32-minute and 30-second timer.
Boy, that mac and cheese is going to be good. Hanging game? Gayfish69 says. Oh, here, maybe I go in the door. Oh, of course. That was dumb. Okay, turn on the power. Where's the power? This? Generator switch. Hey! This isn't a bad little spot.
Tower.
Desk drawer. Hold left shift to activate the radio. Hello? To select dialogue. Release left shift to talk to Delilah.
Hello?
Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
Everyone type Forsen. I must have put in at some point that my name was Henry, or maybe Steam knows my name. But somehow or another, my name is Henry in this game, which makes things very
You're just gonna wait me out on this?
eerie.
Fine. But I'm gonna take a second here and have a guess about you. Let's see. I don't know anything about you. I say you got fired from your job and have finally decided to write your novel. That's the sort of bullshit reason you'll find a man out in the woods.
Good night.
Welcome to the job.
Whoa, nice logo. Nice way to start. Should I tell her? No, my wife had early
Morning,
onset
Henry. Well,
onset
I guess
dementia.
Good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in. I can see you at your desk, so call me when you're ready.
She can see me? Well, she's certainly a bubbly, effervescent, upbeat personality at 5 a.m.
Hey, sorry, guess I slept in.
You got a relaxing, 14 hours of sleep? Whew.
Yeah, Jesus, I guess it's what, 6?
6:45.
Whoops.
Don't worry about it. That hike puts everyone out of commission for a day or two. But now that you're up, let me quickly get you acquainted with the job. There's a thing in the middle of your room with a round map on it. Do you see it?
It's going to take me a while here.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
This is the Osborne Firefinder, invented in 1914 by W.B.
Osborne?
You use this to spot, you guessed it, What the fuck?
What is it?
Nothing. You use this to... Oh, fuck me!
Good God, language, lady.
Out
Yeah.
your west-facing window. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are those fucking fireworks?
Where?
I need you to confirm. Do you see them?
I don't see any fireworks. N to use compass.
Seriously, are you seeing this?
What do I do? Computer, stop. Oh no, we're gonna burn our mac and cheese because I gotta figure out what's going on here.
Henry?
Yeah, I don't see it. Out the west window. Okay, but how do I know this compass is sort of sucks? It doesn't say west. Okay, here, fireworks. But what do I do? Zoom to orient. Okay. Oh yeah, I do. Hold shit. I've been holding shit this whole day.
Whoa, that's not legal, right?
No. You need to get down there right now and stop them. Fire danger is through the fucking roof.
Is that really my job?
Your job is whatever I say it is. Look, the closest ranger is like 2 days away. Go down there and set him straight.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Like, kick the shit out of them.
Do you think you can handle that?
Like, kick the shit out of them sort of straight?
No. Jesus, no.
What? I'm not a cop. It's not like I've got a rule book over here.
Just make sure they don't do it again. Take their shit.
All right, fine.
Don't feed anyone a knuckle sandwich. Get going. You'll probably need a rope to get down the shale between you and the lake, if I remember right. There should be one in the supply box on the way. The code is 1234. It's actually that for all of them.
I can remember that. We have to get our mac and cheese out. Hold on a second, everybody. The game is awesome. We're going to play a little bit more, but then I have to... Okay. We get a pot holder here. Smells good. Let's turn off the oven. Okay. Wasn't totally prepared for this, but that's okay. We can do this. I think I can just put this directly on here. Whoo! This thing's hot. Here. I'll put this here and this on top of that. Okay. We're going to let that cool down. So let's play the game just a little bit more. And this is going to be a fun Wednesday game for us. I'm looking forward to it. It's pretty awesome. Let me check in with the alerts and such. BRAD414 subscribe. Thank you, BRAD414. Pit the Elder resubscribe. Thank you very much for that. Let's check in with the chat a little bit here. Dark Aegis. I wouldn't want Elise to take care of me if I had dementia. Honestly, is this legally binding? Hopefully she reads it. Yeah, I don't know if you know that chat on Twitch is actually a legal document. Okay, well, I'm going to get back to work on the game with this thing cooling down. This is our baked mac and cheese, one of the first real dishes that we've done since coming back to our cockroach-infested kitchen. And I'm looking forward to this. I think this is going to be good. Let's do the game. Let's go back to it here. Resume. Okay, she said something about doing... What was it now? 1234 was the code? Oh boy. Stupid kids. They're fireworks. I have a theory. I don't want to get too serious here, but there's been a lot of fireworks here in LA since New Year's Eve. I guess people doing leftovers. 100-mile-an-hour Santa Ana winds blowing embers for miles. Does not seem that weird that could be a cause of at least one of the many fires that we've had. Saturn Boy, does Henry ever break character, or are these real ramblings of a madman? It's a little bit of both. Purple donut filling his fruit. I think she said to go kick those kids' asses. Okay, let's do it. How do I get her to chime in here? She's gone. Great. Okay. Am I just going back now? What's happening? Am I going the wrong way? Oh, press M for map. Okay. Find the rope in the cache box. Oh, here we go. Two Forks Lookout. This is where I am. Where's that rope? Oh, the cache box. Oh, I'm going the right way. Can I not jump over this? Am I not going the right way? Oh, shit. Okay, let's try the map again. Went the wrong way. Put the map away? No, I don't want to put the map away because I'm apparently going to need it here. Find the rope. Am I getting closer to it? Yeah, I think I'm getting closer to it. Let's see. I know, Boris and Vin, I tried, but it didn't let me. So I think that was the game's subtle way of telling me that I was going the wrong way. I hit spacebar. Where am I? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm going back. Are you kidding me? This is going to be a long game. Yeah, I think I'm going the right direction now. So I was hitting spacebar and I couldn't do it. Do I have to do a run and jump start? It's KDX. Yeah, I think it won't let you climb while holding the map. Oh, there you go. That's, okay, so we'll put the map away. Ah, of course. It's like Spinal Tap. There's a fine line between clever and stupid. Stash Mash says not to back seat, but put the map away. Yeah, no, we got that. Okay, did I go? What happened? Now I need the map. I'm almost there, right? Am I getting closer to it? Or am I going back? These kids are going to be grown men by the time I get there. Okay, see, it just doesn't look like the terrain. See, now I need the map. So I need to kind of go left. Down here. It's going to be a long game, guys. No, going the wrong way. Shit. A little bit surprised that I haven't been fired from this job. Ah, here we go. Here's the cage box. Put the map away. One, two, three, four. Glad they made it easy for me. Let's get the old rope. Deliver or deal with whoever's setting off the fireworks. Hey, there's a granola bar. Pine cone. Let's take this. Okay. Where's the fireworks now? I'm going to put this back. Should I take the granola bar? It's kind of a hassle. I'll eat it. Okay. Head west. I'll get used to these controls, guys. Okay, head west. Am I going west? Oh yeah, you're right. This is all messed up. Thank you very much. Putney Cut 64. This is a much better setup. Okay, what do I do at the fork of the road here? R to toggle jogging. Based on how much I heard Henry drinks in this game, he's probably going to party, get drunk, and set off fireworks with those kids. Wait, am I back at the fucking box? Okay. Okay, guys. This mac and cheese is making me really hungry. We're going to pause the game for now. And we're going to pick this up where we left off next time. It's not going well, but I need to take a little bit of a break. I'm so sorry. I'm going to put the map away. I'm going to exit, and I'm going to save this game. Where do I save it? I thought it had all those slots. Okay. Well, quit to the menu. No, I want to save it. Are you sure I want to quit? No. Guys, what do I do here? Because I don't want to lose this game. I want to save it. Okay, now it's saving. Okay. Quit to menu. All unsaved will be lost. I'm going to say yes. But the warning makes it feel like this is good, right? Okay, that's fine. All right. Whew. Okay, well, it's a super fun game, very interesting, a little bit depressing, but it kind of reminded me of the opening for the movie Up. All right, let's see what we've got to work with here. We've got our baked mac and cheese situation here with a side of buttered breadcrumbs. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a plate and let's clean this thing off. We don't want to get any of our raw materials. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's just some cheese, but there we go. Ooh, this green pan thing is still super hot, so be careful when you grab that out of the oven. Oh boy. Not good. Ooh, weird. I'm really happy that I'm back in the kitchen, cooking, doing what I was meant to do. I will say that this dish might not have been the ideal one to come back with. It turns out it was a little bit more difficult than a lot of the dishes that we've done here. Last time we had a success. We're going to see if this tastes good at least. It's funny because this is specifically a no-stick pan. But I think we might have met its stick match, if you know what I mean. It looks a little bit more like hash browns. I want to get all that goodness here. Okay. Yeah. So this is a stick, no stick pan, but it's got a lot of stick now. And I don't know why that is. It makes me feel like we did something wrong. But this is it. This is our dish. It's baked mac and cheese, sort of pasta and cheese type thing with breadcrumbs. And it's weird. It looks really weird. I'll show you what the example pic looks like. That looks a little bit more like a traditional sort of a mac and cheese situation. Whereas this looks like hash browns. And it's creepy because I never put any potatoes in there. But let's see what it tastes like. Well, I'm going to put it this way. It's not good. And I would even go as far as to say it's bad. It not only tastes bad, but the texture of it is very hard and crusty, like I cooked it too long. But I will say that I'm going to eat it because I'm starving and it's my lunch. And also, I don't like to waste food. Dark Ages says edible. That's a success. Yeah, this is definitely edible. And there's parts of the cheese part is hitting the right spot, but not the outside. Oh boy. It's very crunchy. We're going to go ahead and do our thank you song here to thank all of you, the users of Henry's Kitchen, for joining us today. I want to mention once again that if you're in the Connecticut or the Northeast region of the United States, or in the United States, even in the continent of North America, or just generally living on the globe somewhere, February 22nd, I'll be performing all my hit songs at the Sacred Heart University Community Theater in Fairfield, Connecticut, February 22nd. You can get tickets at henryphillips.com. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says, hey, I'm in the United States. Well, you are a candidate then. I'm going to go ahead and do this to the tune of our good old standby, Roger Miller's King of the Road. This is a song to thank all of the users of Henry's Kitchen. And if you don't hear your name, it doesn't mean that you don't help. Just means that I'm remiss. Fawkin and Dingo Bop, Dom Beef Hot Bear 1110. Wait, am I doing the reverb? Okay, yeah. Do Dingle Dog Goggle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, and also Shane, yes, Beelzebub. Mochi's Nirvana, it's Kate Kairosa, Bumble Vision and the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boyle, Bill Larkin Music. Thanks, C, for subscribing. Nim Moon Moon, Amaru, Orca Mine, S Fan, Bonnie 2, Dazzle Kapler, Little Quest, and Borsonvin. Don't forget Quanto, now our tier 3 subscribers. Yarchasm, Nico Tezo, Michael Bublé 4422, Passion Error, Minho Shin 64, Midnight Faded, JSPX Fan, SD Tis Pool Boy 789, Zodbane and Toke, My Nuts and Saguaro, Burrito 55555, Dinosaur, J Davies, Tex, Sickly Boy, and Beelzebub. Game Master, Flash, the cat food taste tester, the Sheridan. Mochi's, Nirvana, Red Hot, Hibachi, Ransom, GR, and Acid Tins. Key change. Purple donut filling is a fruit. Tankerton and Borsonvin. Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey, ASMR. Shanda's Novaglarian and Mr. Gooseberry VT. Did I mention? Don't forget Quanto. Well, Roast Beef and I want to thank you for joining us today here at Henry's Kitchen. We had a lot of levity. We had a really good time. Beelzebub says, I have a special mod view of the viewer list. The Chunk says the odds were too wild, Henry. Forgive me, TT. Very cool, nice. Thanks, Silly, for subscribing. As a lot of you probably know, the area that I'm in has been impacted with fires. So I have a couple of really good friends, literally 3 friends who have lost their homes. So I will be posting on my social media once. I'm sure that this is going to be a difficult couple of weeks for them, but eventually there's going to be some GoFundMes and those types of things. And but I just want to say that if you do feel like you want to do something, Mochi's Nirvana, Munch Hotel, and forgive me if I'm not saying everybody, but there's been some people, Dark Ages, I think, have given some great links. Borsonvin, Central World Kitchen, or World Central Kitchen, I might be getting it wrong, is a great place to donate because they've been very active in giving people food. As well as if you're an animal person, the Pasadena Humane Society has been incredible about collecting animals that have become stray and finding people to foster them until they can either reconnect them with their owners or whatever they can do. But those are some good causes. Quack 2079 says, I can tell you one thing, they ain't spending a penny on heat. Okay, we accept the little bit of levity from the joke there, and it's true. It's Kate X says, also free N95 masks available at all Los Angeles public libraries, Los Angeles recreation centers, and senior centers. Yeah, the air quality right now is listed as moderate. I think the score is 52, so if you are somebody with breathing issues, asthma, and that type of thing, definitely wear a mask, not just because of the smoke or the ash inhalation and stuff, but there's also weird chemicals that get burned, you know, when a electrical tower or something catches fire. You don't know what's going in your lungs. So if you're concerned about that, that's nice to know. Thanks, it's Kate. And Quack 2079 says, well, I guess it would make them spend money on AC. Yeah, okay. So we can try to theorize on what types of utilities they're spending more of their money on, but it's just a little bit off the topic. Everyone Type Forson says, get an air purifier in your home. That's absolutely right. You do want to do that. Voodoo 2 says, your music is great, Henry. Thank you so much, Voodoo. I really enjoy doing music. It's not really what I do professionally. Professionally, I'm a cooking explainer, but I like that I have music in my life, and I recommend that you do too. Learn an instrument, piano, clarinet, whatever. You've got all the resources now with YouTube, and you can buy a secondhand guitar real easily. Firm Guy, can we see another shot of the food from today? Yes, absolutely. This is what we made. It's baked mac and cheese. This is what the picture looks like, and theirs looks a little more like your traditional, but you got to understand that this is a photo shoot. They've even got some veggies on the side and all this other kind of stuff. I can't compete with that here at Henry's Kitchen. But I will also say that this tasted like shit. So I don't know exactly how to feel about that. I'm going to try not to let it ruin my day. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here in Henry's Kitchen. I'm going to do a quick check-in on our old buddy Husky Boyo. We haven't rated him in a while. He sits there and draws and does these great drawings, and he's just a good guy to hang out with. I kind of miss hanging out and having a brew with him. It doesn't look like he's streaming right now. Okay. Thank you, Bobbins. Thank you very much. Thanks, Statch Match. Thanks, Conoclast. I think I'm going to find just a random person here from the food and drink category, and we're just going to drop in on them for the hell of it. Why not? We've had some pretty good luck with that recently. Maybe their food will be better. So here we go. Princess Sprinkles. Start your day with a bowl of sprunk. Okay, I have no idea what that's about. This person has 11 viewers. Let's jump in there. It says it's in English, and somebody's making something called sprunk. I have no idea what that is. Never heard of it. So here we go. We're going to jump in on Princess Sprinkles. Did we do... I think we already did raid Princess Sprinkles one time. Am I wrong about that? We're going to go in here. I think we did. Okay, well, let's do it again. Yeah, because she looks familiar. Ready to raid in 3, 2, 1. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you Sunday at noon Pacific time, and we'll do another dish and play some Lethal Company with the users. Thanks for everything, everybody. Happy birthday, Beelzebub and Lisi. Thanks, Jackie Faye, Dark Aegis, everyone type Forsons, Statch Match. Here we go.
Not running anymore. But that's the whole point of eggs, in my opinion, is to have